Hi, welcome to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. I'm Mrs. Williams. I teach first grade in the Windsor C1 School District. That's in Imperial, Missouri. This is
Mrs. Forth. Hi, everybody. I'm from the Rockwood School District. I'm excited to be here with you today as we learn a little bit about reading and math. So before we start, we really want to know,
where are you? Are you near the airport? Top Golf? Are you out at Six Flags?
That's where I live.
Yay! Are you near the Magic House? Closer to the zoo? Maybe you are close to the St. Louis Arch or the Mississippi River. That's where I'm at. I'm a little bit south of St. Louis in Herculaneum near the Mississippi River.
It looks like we have friends from all over St. Louis joining us today.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Very exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our welcome poem. I'm going to point to the words. Feel free to join along with me as I say I'm ready. Welcome, welcome, everyone. How are you today? We are so glad to be with you, learning math and reading too.
And speaking of how are you today, we need to do a zone check because before we get ready to learn, each day we check in on our body and brain. Really smart scientists that study brains know that happy, calm brains do the best learning. If you are in the green zone, that means that you are calm, you are happy, and you are ready to complete your work, help others, and reach your daily goals. And this is the hand signal. So if you are in green zone, show me you're green and good to go. If you are in the blue zone, you might be feeling a little slow and low today. You might need to draw a picture, get a hug, or think some happy thoughts to be ready to learn. Your hand signal will look like this. If you are in the yellow zone, you're maybe a little frustrated, anxious, or maybe just really excited in a good way, but not ready to learn yet. So you need to take some deep breaths, get a hug, or talk to an adult that can help you be ready. If you are in the red zone, you have flipped your lid. Your hand signal looks like this, and you're probably not learning with this right now. You're very angry or upset about something. You need to stop, get help from an adult, take some deep breaths, and check the size of your problem. So show me your hand signal. Are you green zone and good to go? I hope you are. If you are blue, yellow, or red, choose one of our strategies to help you get ready to learn.
Are you guys ready to get started today? All right, before we start, let's do our Room 9 chant. Can you read this along with us? Okay. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am me. Hi, readers. Welcome back. The other day, I shared a story called Madeline Finn and Library Dog. And as we read this story, we really practiced making connections. Remember, making connections can help you as the reader better understand the story. And when we make connections, it helps if we really focus on the character. And so the other day, what we did was really spent time looking at the character's face to figure out, how is the character feeling? When we looked at the face in the picture, we then made the same face. And then that made us think, well, when I make that face, this is what I'm feeling. We made a connection to that emotion, to that feeling. And then we could think, how do these characters feel? And even then, we could make our voice match so we sound like the character when they're feeling a certain way. That's one way that readers make a connection. And I thought maybe we could try that again today, but with a new book. So the new book that I brought today is called A Friend for Mole by Nancy Armo. And again, we want to thank our friends at Peachtree Publishing for letting us read this book today. I'm going to go ahead and read the blurb on the back. Remember, the blurb on the back sometimes gives us more information about what we're about to read, which helps our minds get ready to read. One day, Mole heard loud shouting and laughter overhead. Overhead actually means above you. I have a ceiling overhead. What do you have overhead? Look up. Lights. Oh, a fan. The sky, you're outside? Great. Your bunk bed. You're laying in your bunk bed and you see the bed overhead. Great. That's a new word that you can try using sometime. Overhead, right above your head. Great. Okay, so one day Mole heard loud shouting and laughter overhead. What was happening? He decided to take a peek. So Mole was hearing something overhead. Moles are a type of animal that actually spend their time under the ground. They love digging under the ground. And so overhead was what was happening above the ground for Mole. And he was so curious, he wanted to find out what's going on. So we already know the character is the mole. And what was happening? Yeah, there was loud noise and laughter. There was a commotion happening. And he was super curious, so he went to find out what was going on. Are you ready to read and find out, along with Mole, what was happening overhead? Okay. All right, A Friend for Mole by Nancy Armo. A Friend for Mole. Mole was quite fond of his cozy burrow. Remember, he's underneath. This is his burrow. He looks pretty happy, doesn't he? Can you make that face? Yeah, I'm kind of smiling. I look real cozy. Yeah, that's what it feels like to be fond of something. You like it. He liked his soft bed of leaves, the warm smell of the earth, and the quiet darkness all around. Snug underground, he felt the activity above him. Tapping rain, buzzing insects, scampering footsteps. All of these sounds helped Mole imagine the world outside. One day, Mole heard loud shouting and laughter overhead. There's that word again. His burrow shook and dirt drifted down from the ceiling. What was happening? He decided to take a peek. Here he goes, looking all curious, huh? The bright light, loud noises, and new smells were overwhelming. Overwhelming. Let's take a look at Mole's face in the picture. Oh, look, his eyebrows are up. Can you make your eyebrows go up? And his mouth is like, oh. How do you think he's feeling? A little surprised. Oh, maybe a little scared. Yeah, when you're overwhelmed, you could feel a little bit scared. You might be a little nervous. Yeah. Mole blinked and rubbed his eyes. Oh no, he thought, this was a bad idea. He's not so sure he wants to be above ground with the rest of the animals. Yeah, bright lights. Remember, he's usually down underground where it's nice and dark and cozy and quiet. There were bright lights and loud noises and new smells. I think he's feeling nervous too. Boy, does it help to connect to the character, doesn't it? Mole tried to get back to his home, but he couldn't find the opening. He panicked and began to run, but then he tripped over a root. The tree root. Oh, poor Mole. And tumbled into a bush. Inside it was dark and quiet. It reminded him of home. Mole was exhausted. Before he knew it, he had fallen asleep. When Mole woke up, it was night. He heard a rustling noise. Something was out there. Oh no, thought Mole. Please don't be something scary. Look at the face. Make it yourself. How are you feeling? Can you think of a time that you felt like that? Yeah, when I saw a snake in my backyard, I'm pretty sure that's the exact face I was making. What about you? Oh, yeah, I would be frightened too. Yeah, how scary. Oh, nerve-wracking. Great job, readers. Oh no, thought Mole. Can you say that like Mole? Being a little scared and nervous? Oh no, thought Mole. Please don't be something scary. I wonder what that is. Can you kind of see in the shadow? I think it looks like a wolf too. Mole closed his eyes and pretended not to be there. But it was too late. Are you afraid of the dark too? A voice whimpered. This wolf doesn't seem so scary after all, does he? What? Mole blinked. No, he whispered. I'm afraid of the light. Mole felt bolder. Look at how he's kind of standing up a little taller. He's getting confident. Who are you? He asked. I'm me, the creature said. Can you make that face? Yeah, I'm me. Is he feeling so good to be him? No, poor wolf. I'm Wolf. Some animals were chasing me. I ran away and now I'm lost and I'm scared. Poor Wolf. Wolf was afraid too. Mole was surprised. What could they do? They thought, and then they both said, I think I can help you. I'll stay with you while it's dark, Mole said, and I'll help you find your way home in the morning, Wolf said. They both agreed. It was an excellent plan. Look at the faces now. How are they feeling? Happy, glad, relieved. Great words, readers. Now Mole and Wolf felt very brave. To pass the time, they made up all kinds of games. Wolf showed Mole how to hunt imaginary slithering creatures. Mole taught Wolf how to stomp on pretend scampering bugs. But the best game of all was chasing away scary monsters. Ha! Can you do that? They look like they're having fun. Can you think of a time that you've had fun with a new friend? Yeah, that sounds really fun. They were both really good at that. It was all so much fun that they forgot all about being lost and scared. The sun rose over the horizon, and suddenly Mole thought about home. See the sun coming up? It looks like it's coming out of the ground. Yeah, coming out and over the horizon. Wolf was also feeling homesick. It's time to be on our way, he said. Is this your burrow? Wolf asked. Yes, yes, cheered Mole. I'm home. Now Mole felt sad. It was time to say goodbye. Will you be okay? He asked Wolf. I'll be fine, said Wolf. I can see the big trees that are near my den. I live really close to here. That's one of our sight words, the words we know in a snap. Here. Good eyes, readers. Mole realized that he would miss his new friend. Can we play again sometime soon? He asked. Yes, shouted Wolf. That was so much fun. I was scared, but having you there made everything okay. Mole knew exactly what Wolf meant. Look at how, the smiling faces. A friend for Mole. Readers, you did a really good job of making connections while we were reading that story. Remember, as you make connections, it helps you better understand the story. We got to know the characters better because we were thinking about times that we felt just like them. Thanks for joining me. I can't wait to see you again. It's time to go play some math games with Mrs. Williams. Have so much fun, readers.
Thanks, Mrs. Forth. I always love learning with her. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are here ready to learn math with me today. Before we get started growing our math brains, we always do a little bit of counting. Last time we were together, we learned how to count by tens. So we're going to be counting by tens today. Let's see how we'll count. Oh, it looks like finger circles. All right, get those fingers ready. We're counting by 10. This time we're going all the way to 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Wow, nice job. Let's go ahead and count backwards by tens. And it's a little trickier, so if you want, you can use my hundreds chart. Yeah, so that's what this thing is. This is something a little bit new you haven't seen here on room 9 with me before, but we can use this to count in all different ways. We can count by ones, we can count by tens. So let's count backwards by 10. We'll start here at 100. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Wow, this is a handy dandy little tool. So by the time we're done learning together today, you're going to be able to say, I can, you say it, add to 10 using a number line. Yeah, so this hundreds chart is just a great big number line. Maybe you've seen them, they're a little bit smaller from like 1 to 10 or 1 to 20, but we're going to be using this tool to help us add on to 10 today. So when we've added together before, we talked about the words add and combine and that they mean the same thing. Well, today we're going to find some more words for the parts of our number. Before, we usually talked about part, part, whole, but I've got some fancy names for part, part, whole today. So another way to say part, part, whole is addend, addend, and sum. Let me scoot those guys down just a little bit to make some space for sum. Addend means part, addend, part, so part, part, and sum means whole. Who knew there were so many cool words that went with adding in numbers? We're going to be finding the part, part, whole today by counting on. Counting on means the same thing as adding. It just means that we're doing it with a number line or a hundreds chart. So, wow, so many cool math words to help us grow our brains. I'm going to scoot these guys out of the way so that we can get started. I've got a dice for us today to roll and find our add-ins. Okay, our first number is, count it up with me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so go ahead and on your paper, write your 4. And we're making a number sentence, and then we'll count on. So make sure to use your pretty plus. And what's our next number? This is our other add-in. Remember that fancy word? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 plus 3 equals. Oh, there's our friend the equals sign. So when we're counting on, we'll start with the greater number. Remember Greater Gator came and he liked to eat those great big numbers? Well, 4 is the greater or the larger or what's more between 3 and 4. So we're going to start on 4 and count on. And we're going to use our finger like a little frog to hop. Start, and we're counting on 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So if we had 4 and we counted on 3 more, that gave us 7. Yes, when we started at 4 and did our 3 hops, we landed on 7. So we can read our number sentence now. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So addend, addend, sum. So 7 is the sum of 4 and 3. Let's try another one. You know, there are so many different ways to add numbers together. We've practiced number bonds, we've practiced 10 frames, tens and ones, counting on, using counters. Do you know why there's so many different ways? Because there are so many different brains and everyone's brain learns differently. So we're practicing lots of different strategies to add numbers together so that you can find the one that works best for your brain. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's go ahead and find our 2 new add-ins. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, and what's our symbol that comes next? Yep, it's our plus sign. So 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 plus 5 gives us what? Which of the 2 numbers is greater? Yep, it's 6. Let's start at 6 and count on 5. Ready? Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, we even got to hop down to the next line on this one. So 6 plus 5 gave us 11. Great job. So thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, or thumbs down. How is this strategy working for you? Do you like hopping on the number line, or is there another strategy that works best for your brain? Right now we're going to practice this one, but if this isn't your best strategy for your brain, then next time you can practice a different way with us. Ready? Let's go ahead and roll for our new number. 2. All right, our first add-in is 2. 2 plus 1. All right, 2 plus 1 more. Now, we can use our number line to hop on, but you might be able to count on 1 in your head, meaning you might be able to start at 2 and know that 1 more than 2 is 2, 3. But if you didn't know, you could say start and hop on 1 more to 3. So 2 plus 1 more gives us 3. All right, I'm going to let you try this next one on your own. I'm going to give you some think time, and then we'll walk through it together. You can do it. All right, let's find our add-ins. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5. Guys, that's called a double when we have the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so our add-ins are 5 and 5. So 5 plus 5 equals, you're going to start at 5 and hop on 5 more. Give it a try. All right, are you ready to check? We started at 5 and hopped on 5 more. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome, we made 10. 5 plus 5 is a double for 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Read that number sentence with me. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Great job. Okay, we're going to do a couple more. Count with me. 1, 2. So our first add-in is 2 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 plus 4 equals. All right, I'll give you a sec to solve it. All right, let's check it. Which is the greater number, 4 or 2? 4 is the greater number, so let's start on 4 and go 2 hops. Ready? Start. 1, 2. Did you say 4 plus 2 more is 6? Read our number sentence. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now you'll notice that I did a flip-flop. I said I'm going to start with 4 because it's the greater number and add on 2. I like to call this the flip-flop because I just flip-flop the numbers to add on. And when you're adding, you can do that. It's okay to flip-flop the numbers. Now, when we start subtracting, you won't be able to do that. The bigger number always has to come first. But when we're adding, you can do the flip-flop to add on more quickly. I think we've got time for one more. Ready? 6 plus 3. All right. I'll write it and you write it too. Give you a second to think. Start. 1, 2, 3. Did you say 6 plus 3 was 9? You guys are rock stars, and it makes me think of room 9. Well, that's about all the time we've got for today, but remember to take your room 9 rules with you. Be safe by keeping your hands, feet, and objects to yourself, and wash those hands. Be respectful by being kind to others and doing what your adults ask you to do right away. Be responsible by taking care of yourself and your things and getting your work and your chores done. And also make yourself proud. Do those things that make you feel warm and proud and happy inside. Hope that you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.